Today is the 15th of June 2017. Thesis ideas. Now I'm just doing this as a kind of brain for reminding myself. Psychological investigation into self-healing through technology. Writers or influences to bring into this thesis: Jung, psychoanalytical perspective, and post-Freud perspective. Turing, computer science, artificial intelligence angle. Wittgenstein, language, nature of language angle. Bertrand Russell, logic and systems and mathematical systems model. Slavoj Zizek, cultural theory if required. Sadie Frost, women in IT and computing. Von Neumann, electromagnetic computing. Nietzsche, philosophical nihilism and the death of the morality of God. Camus, the absurd in relation to technology. Eric Davies, cultural overview of technology and the interrelationship between technology symbiotically with mysticism and magic in the 21st century. George Orwell, again, language and how language is used to manipulate. Ciron, nihilism. Einstein, physical systems. I don't know, that's not really relevant. Okay, so what's the idea? Let's just try and brainstorm this out. Broadly speaking, the idea is to investigate the possibility of creating a neural network which, with nodes, maps a person's mind based on predictable patterns, based on some kind of input from the user, I guess, essentially. So this touches on machine learning, AI, neural networks, open source, cybernetics, mathematics, possible mathematics that could be used in this relational algebra, set theory, logic math, chaos theory, binary information theory. So I've done a diagram, data, mind, mapping. All of it basically is just mapping minds through data, and also creating some kind of algorithm that predicts a mental framework. This could incorporate Jung, for example, but that's a very specific, state-specific example. I've written a few other random things here, like entropy and closed systems. So I don't know if possible practical applications for such technology includes applying to mapping mental health to identify triggers and, so for example, post-traumatic stress, bipolar disorder, better management, self-management through identifying triggers mapped in the system. There would obviously potentially be a visualization aspect to this whole thing as well. So I'm considering doing an MA in philosophy, but I'll look at the possibility of doing this as a computer science master's. Actually, that might be a better idea. Do a master's in computer science and use this as my project, I suppose. But yeah, basically it's a abstract neural network slash the machine learning system which identifies patterns based on that method has to be used. The actual detail of how it maps the mind has to be some kind of the actual objectivity of the gathering of data of how this person, how it has to be. One of the major factors actually is going to have to be how the conclusions of the mind modelling can be proven to relate somehow to the original mind, I suppose, essentially. That is a big elephant in the room I can instinctively just see straight away from this thesis. So I'm just doing this for my own benefit. But what are the possible practical applications? Like I said, less need for medication. Medication causes side effects such as weight gain, slowing down of thought, kind of less ability to focus, etc. You can use it as a more in-depth, potentially therapy tool if it's developed into a working program or software. You could possibly open it up to open sourcing, and it could be used in medical implementations. You could probably bring in potentially Myers-Briggs for the categorization of minds, but that in some ways is probably quite a commercial application I would apply to. Look into latest psychological modelling theory and research, I guess. In terms of technical implementations, we're talking probably a JavaScript web application with quite a complexity mixed with WebGL for visualizations, I think. Probably running on something lightweight like Node, I guess. I could investigate React, but I think the actual complexity of what some of the front end, that's one that has to be determined, I suppose. I'd have to determine what the best platform is to use, which is going to tick all the boxes. Node is good, but again, my knowledge of Node is somewhat lacking, but I suppose we've got 2 years, it'll be alright. So yeah, Java has a possibility of run multi-platform, which is good. Python is an interesting possibility actually for a platform, because it's lightweight and pretty much supported everywhere, so that's another possibility. But also, if we want to do this as a part-time masters or full-time, to see what the costs are, could look into kind of building prototypes to go along, probably separating out different functions because it's quite multi-pronged, kind of theoretically. See if those smaller experiments succeed, and then proceed to mesh them all together. So that we're probably talking 3 or 4 months for each individual experiment of development time, testing, and final conclusion time, I suppose. But yeah, so that's the original thesis idea is psychological investigation into self-healing through technology, or it could be healing through technology. I think it's probably going to say it to psychological investigation into healing through technology, modern technological browser-based framework. Something that will be worked on time, I think. So yeah.